Cooking for Life, an online cooking course that enables busy people to fit cooking into their lives. Today is Wednesday, so it's time for Cookbook Thoughts, where I share my thoughts on a cookbook with you. Today is not quite a cookbook. It's Food Rules by Michael Pollan. It's kind of food related, cooking related, and I think the suggestions in here might be interesting for you. So it passes into the cookbook category. Right, quick summary, and this doesn't even have 3 points because the main one is this. As you can see, it's a really thin book with hardly any words on each page. It's for people who don't like reading, essentially, or think that there isn't enough time to read. And for those who think there's even less time than that, there's this video. I will pick out the few points that I kind of liked from the book. All right, so let's go to it. Today's video will be a little bit different in its format. I'm just going to pick out a number of the rules and share them with you. So before I do that, one of the things with deciding whether to use a rule, because rules are by their nature a little simplistic, and sometimes they're gonna be exceptions to it, and they don't always work. However, they are very useful when you're overwhelmed with information. So I know a lot of people who think, oh, there's so many mixed messages out there. One day this food is good and next day it's bad, and it just feels like there's with all that choice out there, it feels like it's a never-ending battle, and they just kind of throw their hands up, surrender, and go back to doing what they've always done. And they know that is far from optimum. So if you are a pro athlete or somebody who has very specific dietary needs because of health issues, then yes, find out what specific needs your body has and meet those needs. But if you're just, average Joe trying to improve your diet on the first rung of making changes, then Food Rules can really help to cut through all the details and just give you some nice, gentle guides to go along. So on that note, let's have a look at some of the rules in this book. The first one that I picked out for you is avoid food products containing ingredients that no human would keep in the pantry. So things like ammonium sulfate, xanthan gum, would you buy any of this to put in your cupboard? Probably not. And if you're not, then why let somebody else use those ingredients on your behalf? Simple, right? All right, next one. And I rather like this particular food rule. Avoid food products that make health claims. We've all seen them on cereal boxes, for example. This is great because it helps you have a healthy heart. You don't see that on broccoli. First of all, broccoli doesn't come in a package typically. And if it does, it's for the barcode, right? Some supermarkets do have that lazy thing of, it's just quicker in the checkouts. You don't have to weigh them. They put a little barcode. But that's essentially it. It doesn't say this helps you to have wonderful skin, or that's a nice way to ask yourself, does it come in a package, and what is it claiming that it does for you? Helps you lose weight, helps you get better this and that. In the main, they're trying to mask something or other, or promote some health benefit that they are charging you a premium for. Okay, the third thing, and I quite like this one, it's avoid foods that you see advertised on television. It's similar. Food that has a huge marketing budget, they've got a lot of stuff going into it that they're charging you for. That's just not how it is in nature. And yes, it might say, okay, great, it's because we've concentrated all the goodness for you. That may be true, but again, how do you decide between the sham ones and the ones that may have something good? Yeah, just go for something that is honest and good and just real food, actual food, food that you recognize, food that your grandmother would recognize. I think that's another one from this book. Okay, pick out another one here. Eat your colors. And actually, this is something that we do on the course, is categorize or notice food based on their colors. And it's fun. It's something that it's beyond just the humdrum of cooking and feeding yourself after each day. Just think, what do I want to eat for today? Maybe I want an orange theme to my food, and just go for that. And there's a lot of foods that are wonderfully good for your body. Carrots, salmon, these are some examples of orange food besides oranges that you can have fun with and that are good for your body. Okay, the next one. Eat animals, and of course, if you're not vegetarian or vegan, eat animals that have themselves eaten well. So a lot of animals have been fed tons and tons of antibiotics, and it's been shown that it's perhaps not that great for us to basically have that accumulating in our bodies too. So something to think about. The next one is something that I would quite like to highlight, because a lot of people move from highly processed food to cooking for themselves and not adding any salt or any sugar, because they've heard salt and sugar are terrible for you, so I'm going to leave them out from my diet completely. Well, you might be able to gradually move towards adding very little of the two, but you have to manage your expectations about how food is going to taste. And if you do it gradually over time, you may not notice, but if you go straight from processed food or eating out to not salting or adding sugar to your food, you'll notice a marked difference, and your brain will associate food that you find tasty outside and the punishment of having to eat food that you don't find tasty at home. And actually that can have the reverse effect that you want to have, because a lot of people who do that go back to having quite foul diets. So the way to manage that instead is not to buy anything with added salt or sugar, but to add a little bit yourself and slowly wean yourself off having tons of salt and sugar. Having a little bit is actually relatively harmless. Okay, so the final one for today. I really like this one. I saw him present this in a video, which is eat all the junk food you want as long as you cook it yourself. And when I read that, I was like, really? Yeah. Oh, I heard that rather, when I heard him speaking about it. I was like, really? Yeah, I guess, what do I cook? Yeah, I don't tend to, the last time I used anything resembling a deep fat fryer or putting that much oil to fry something, ages ago. The cleanup and everything just takes too long. And he was saying, if you're willing to cook French fries and the hassle of it, then you're allowed to eat it. And the majority of people would not go to that hassle. They just buy the French fries from fast food or from a restaurant. And if you just think, well, if I haven't made it, then I'm not going to eat it, it actually just radically cuts down on all the bad food that you might eat, because bad food is actually quite a hassle to make at home. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, come and join us again next Wednesday for another Cookbook Thoughts. And of course, please comment below, share your thoughts, and share this video as well. Until next week, take care, cook well, and eat well. See you later. Bye.